Coming up today on Studio 13 Live.
I literally go nowhere without them.
Actor Ryan Gosling speaking out about his role as Ken in the upcoming Barbie movie. What he has to say about doubting his Kenergy.
Plus, we're trying newly released beer with Logan Brewing Company. Learn how they're giving back to mental health organizations through their drinks.
Then we're sitting down with artist Tarika Waters. Hear all about her immersive blown glass installation at the Museum of Museums and her local TV show, Thank You, Miss Pam.
And Duke Kachina is dishing up some spinach and ricotta ravioli. Studio 13 Live starts right now.
I wanna see you smile, take you another mile. Don't gotta wait, don't gotta wait, don't gotta wait today.
Hey there, thank you so much for being here with us on this Wednesday. I'm Carrie Henderson.
And I'm Brian McMillan. Carly, today is National Get Organized Day.
Is it?
You know, the spring cleaning day. I'm wondering if you have any tips on getting organized.
Oh, I'm all about the lists. I'm all about the
Me
lists. I have
too.
a phone, I use Google Keep in my phone, and I have lists for everything from like what to bring downstairs so that I don't have to keep going up and down all the stairs, to grocery, to Target, to everything. I'm all about a list. I will forget it if it is not on the list. What about you?
It feels really good to like cross stuff off,
Yes.
doesn't it? I love the feeling of like, you know, scribbling something off.
Yes. You're like, I did it.
I just like, I like taking time out of every day to just organize something. Right? So like whether that's like get your laundry folded and put it away, get something organized, maybe your pantry organized, just something like take like a half an hour or less. It can be less.
Yeah.
And then just get something organized because you'll thank yourself later. I would say like, this sucks right now, but future Brian is going to be really happy that I did this. So
I've also heard if it's a task that takes less than a minute to do, instead of writing it down, you should just do it right then.
Just do it.
Then you don't have to keep thinking about it.
It's hard to do it sometimes.
I'm going to try. That's a really, really good goal. I'm going to try to organize something every day. Because I definitely just think of it every day and go, oh, I really don't want to do that organizing.
And it can be something really little too. But you did it. As long as you do something every day.
100%.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit more about this Barbie movie. So an interesting update just came out of CinemaCon in Las Vegas. Ken star Ryan Gosling said that he doubted his Kenergy before playing the role. He said that he didn't know the character all that well at first, but after he bleached his hair, shaved his legs, and started rollerblading in LA, he really started to connect with the character from within. You can see him in this role starting July 21st.
I imagine, you know, when actors get into character, I imagine shaving your legs and bleaching your hair, and we put you into a certain mood of sorts.
He said his fake tan was coming off in his bed sheets, and he was like, who am I right now? Who knew it took such a method actor to play Ken?
Well, you know, Ken is deep.
Maybe.
There's a lot to, there's layers. It's like an onion.
I think this is going to be his best comedic role that we've ever seen before, because we've seen him do the heartthrob before, you know, The Notebook and La La Land. We've seen him in Drive and all these other different types of films, but I think this is going to be just like hilarious. I think it's going to be so good. I can't wait for it.
It looks really tongue-in-cheek. I actually am looking forward to see this.
And they say that it's going to be not what we think it is. I don't know how that works. I've heard, you know, speculation that it's going to be somehow like The Wizard of Oz, and there's all these takes on it. We're going to have to wait and see July 21st. All right,
I'm
ready.
See. All right, actor John Stamos, who of course played Uncle Jesse on Full House. Are you a Full House fan?
Of course.
Me too. Everybody was.
Yeah.
So if you're a child of the 90s. Now, he has released new details about the Olsen twins. During an interview on Josh Peck's Good Guys podcast, he said that Mary-Kate and Ashley were temporarily fired because they wouldn't stop crying during one of their first days of filming. They were 11 months old at the time. Stamos says it wasn't long before he said, "Bring the Olsens back," and the rest is history. And people are giving Stamos a lot of pushback for blaming the girls for crying since they were so young. 11 months old.
Yeah, no kidding. And I was looking at the clip too that he referenced when they were crying. It's like where they're like, you know, taking the baby down and then they hose off these little babies with the little kitchen sprayer. Of course they were crying. They're just little babies.
It's hard to, you know, I'm sure working with little tiny children who
Yeah.
have no idea what's happening on a movie set or a TV set has to be tough.
Yeah.
That's why they had two of them, so they could switch them out when one of them was tired or crying or whatever. And that's been going on for decades now, where they hire twins, so that, and then they also have to do that so that they can, the child labor laws and all that.
for sure.
So one of them is working while the other is playing or whatever.
And
so
I did this print modeling job in New York and there was a baby on set, and there was these baby wranglers. We were just talking about trying to keep our energy high.
Right.
These baby wranglers are the highest energy people you will ever meet before, to like keep the babies happy and smiling and doing the whole thing. But it was really weird because I was talking to one of the parents who were part of this before we started, and she had a baby that was there, and then she had other kids who were also in like the film and TV and modeling world, I guess. And she was saying that the kids, when they go to these auditions, they knew it was like quality time with their parents on these days. So it was kind of weird because I was like, oh, these kids have to be procuring work in order to get quality time with their parents. I know some kids do choose to go into acting, but even Josh Peck was talking about on this podcast, like it's almost like kids shouldn't act. And so it is a little bit weird, like with babies and stuff. I feel like we're always talking about technology and things like that. Like maybe they can make little like animatronic babies or something. I don't know. It just is like so weird. I don't think we can blame the babies.
No,
you know?
we can definitely
it's a
not blame
strange
the
thing.
babies. No.
All right. In honor of Star Wars Day on May 4th, Princess Leia actor Carrie Fisher will be honored with a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Her daughter, Billie Lourd, will accept the award on her mother's behalf. Luke Skywalker actor Mark Hamill tweeted saying, "This honor is long overdue and so well deserved." Fisher's star will be located just a few feet away from Hamill's and right across the street from her legendary mother, Debbie Reynolds.
Whenever I hear about legendary actors like getting their star, I can't believe she hasn't had one yet.
I know. It's
like,
so
how is
surprising.
that even possible?
They do give them out, after people pass away too. I know Paul Walker got one of these, and other people do get them afterward. But I wish she was alive to enjoy it.
I know.
I
know.
I'm glad her family can.
This will probably be a really cool Star Wars reunion as well. I would assume that some of her co-stars will probably be there to celebrate her and all of her work over the years, especially Star Wars.
Yeah.
What a legend, absolute legend. Speaking of legends, actress Melissa McCarthy landed the cover of this year's People magazine Beautiful issue. McCarthy says being on the cover felt like she was saying something really lovely to her younger self. In the issue, McCarthy says it wasn't until she was in her 30s that she started feeling comfortable with herself. She hopes her experience can help others find a similar peace of mind. She is so funny.
So funny.
So wonderful. And she does, again, everything that she does. What's your favorite Melissa McCarthy
Oh my
role?
Gosh, everything. I'm really excited to see her as Ursula.
That will
in
be
The Little
great.
Mermaid. That is just going to be iconic. I can already see it. What about you?
Bridesmaids was really good in Bridesmaids.
I feel like that's one of the first times she was really on our radar, right?
Yeah.
So funny.
And every time she hosts SNL too, it's like must-see TV.
Yeah,
sure.
she's so good. Beautiful outside and in.
Absolutely.
And I'm so glad beauty standards have become more inclusive throughout the years too, even just in the last 10 years. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Well deserved. All right, is the era of movie stars coming to an end? A new survey asked people to name up to 5 actors that would make them the most interested in seeing a movie in a theater. Apparently, the stars who matter most just keep getting older. Only one of the actors in the top 20 is under the age of 40. The average age of the top picks was 58 years old. So who's on top? Tom Cruise, Dwayne Johnson, Tom Hanks, Brad Pitt, Denzel Washington. The next few were Julia Roberts, Will Smith, and Leonardo DiCaprio. Only one female actor in there.
Huh.
Very interesting.
Okay.
For me, it's not the actor that's going to get me in the theaters. Is it going to be a movie that's going to be that much more spectacular to see in the theaters versus just waiting like 2 months and watching it on my couch with my pillow and all my snacks and all of that. I really like watching movies at home.
It used to be that movie. The idea of a movie star used to be so much bigger back in the day, especially like like if you go back into the 50s, 60s, and 70s for sure.
Yeah.
And now there's just so many movie stars out there. So I mean, if Tom Hanks is in something, I definitely want to. I usually want to see that. I mean, Tom Cruise. for an action movie. I could totally see that, and a bunch of these other stars that were mentioned as well. But I mean, we all have our favorite actors and actresses. I think they're not. I think there's just so many more options now at this point.
Totally,
So.
and especially like TV has gotten almost to like the cinema quality level.
And
like
movie stars are now doing TV,
definitely.
right? So,
it used to be something they didn't want to do, or they felt like they were stepping down if they did. And now, I mean, everyone that we talk to wants to be in White Lotus or some of these like prime shows on HBO or Netflix or other places. So
yeah, the idea of a movie star is different. It's different. It's just now a star, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, trending out in Maryland. According to state officials, a 52-year-old truck driver, get this, has won a $50,000 jackpot for the third time in less than a year.
It's insane.
How does he do it? How does he do it? That's a big question. That's not everything. All 3 times, he's used the same winning number. He played the state's Pick 5 lottery game, and officials say the odds of winning the $50,000 prize are 1 in 100,000. But he used the same number, and he said, oftentimes, if people win, they're not going to use the same number ever again. But he says that you should use the same number.
That's really, really smart. I'm surprised it was the same number, though, over and over again.
Me too. I mean, what are the odds that that happens 3 times?
Yeah.
I think whenever somebody gives advice on how to win the lottery, I'm like, I roll my eyes. Okay, whatever. It's luck, right?
It's
so
total luck.
He's a very lucky person. I think is what it comes down
Yeah.
to. So, do you play the lottery?
No, I don't.
No?
But I've often thought it would be a really good gift to give someone like little scratch tickets or like lotto tickets.
Yeah, we do that for
you could help them
Christmas.
become a millionaire. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I play when it's like really high.
Yeah.
You know, like when the jackpot's like $1 billion or something like that.
Yeah.
And I just let it pick for me. Maybe I should pick my own numbers.
Oh. Oh, there you go. One woman's gone viral on TikTok after opening up about her, quote, messy, unemployed husband and asking strangers for advice. So people chimed in saying that she should not be sharing these details online, and they said that she should instead talk to friends, family, or seek counseling. Others say that it's a perk of being online, that you can get unfiltered, unbiased reactions from people. I think this is pretty tricky doing this online with your face attached to it. It's one thing to be anonymous on a forum on like Reddit or something like that where it can't be traced back to your exact name, but like she's affecting this person's, her messy unemployed husband's, reputation publicly. What if he's going to a job interview and they Google him and somehow they can find this or something like that? It's just embarrassing.
Yeah, that's definitely embarrassing.
Not the move.
I definitely agree.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
All right, still to come here on Studio 13 Live. It's time to check in with TMZ for our entertainment top headlines.
Yes, could Kim Kardashian be leaving reality TV to become a full-time lawyer? Her response to the question coming up.
All right, it's time to take a look at what's popping in celebrity news.
And for that, we're bringing in Fabian Garcia from TMZ. Hey.
Hey, good morning, you guys. Thanks for having me.
Good to see you. So I heard Kim Kardashian talk about possibly leaving reality TV to become a full-time lawyer. What can you tell us, and do you think this is really going to happen?
I guess time will tell. But yeah, so she sat down for a Time 100 interview. This is like the 100 most influential people. She's obviously one of those. And they were sort of asking her about her law profession that she's trying to pursue right now. She noted that she's taken the baby bar, which is like a pre-bar exam. Supposedly, it's more difficult, allegedly. She said that it had, she was like touting the fact that it had like a 16% passage rate, and she's going to take another baby bar apparently coming up soon. And she says she's going to take the final official bar exam this upcoming February. And I guess that'll decide whether she becomes a lawyer or not. But if she does, in fact, become a lawyer, she says yes, she'd be more than happy to leave reality TV behind, become a lawyer full time, and presumably advocate for these social justice causes that she's been involved in over the past several years, fighting for people on death row, cases that she feels like are wrongly convicted, et cetera. I mean, look, she needs to get over the hurdle of passing the bar exam first. The idea of leaving reality TV to me makes sense. I mean, frankly, they should have left reality TV a while ago. In my opinion, she's a little too old for reality TV at this point, so are a lot of the OG Kardashians. But hey, that's just my opinion. People still seem to love them on TV. But yeah, it would be the end of an era if she did in fact do that.
I don't see her getting out of the limelight. But out of reality TV, probably. I mean, I think I just don't see her getting out of the celebrity world.
Anywhere she goes, she'll be photographed by paparazzi people for the rest of her life. So that's never going to change. But you're right. Like, she'll never get out of the limelight no matter what she does.
But the Kardashians, I remember hearing that they got 9 figures for their Hulu show. Like, how are you going to walk away from that? That's so much money.
She has so much money, though. Now she doesn't need to do anything else.
The Kardashians are already filthy, filthy, filthy rich. A few extra $1 million here and there doesn't make a difference at this point.
Yeah. All right. Euphoria star Sydney Sweeney and her fiancé Jonathan Davino seem to be going strong despite breakup rumors. What details do you have on that?
So I want to push back on the term rumors. I know we've kind of ran with that here, but let me just say it's not rumors. Rumors are when there's a publication that puts out a report. Then it's an official rumor. There's been no reporting on this whatsoever. All it is speculation and conjecture from Twitter people. That's it. So basically, Sydney Sweeney has been on a PR run with Glenn Powell. They've been filming this rom-com together for the past several months now. Looking very cozy and flirty on set and off set as well, to the point where a normal person might say, holy crap, what's going on here? They're getting really cozy, very flirty. They're both hot and young and rising stars, etc. So sure, on its face, you might assume maybe something's going on. That's exactly why we looked into this. We reached out to Sydney Sweeney's camp, and people that are sort of close to her say, nothing going on with Glenn Powell. She's still engaged to this guy, Jonathan Davino, and he sort of confirmed that by walking her dog, this dog of hers, Tank, which she's had in her life for several years. So he wouldn't be walking her dog if he wasn't with her. There you go. You can put it all to rest. It's much ado about nothing, per usual.
All right. Fabian Garcia, thank you so much. We'll talk to you soon.
For sure. Thanks for having me.
Bye. All right, let's talk about spring cleaning, something I always dread. So it's probably time to get some spring cleaning done. And you can't clean without listening to music. Yeah, it makes it better.
It does. I feel like it always does. Now, according to a new poll, 8 in 10 Americans say that cleaning is actually a form of exercise for them, made enjoyable by music. And here's a look at the most popular songs that people listen to when cleaning. How about Roar by Katy Perry? Living on a Prayer by Bon Jovi, and Good Feeling by Flo Rida. How about that? I am all about this. I think if I'm cleaning up, I gotta listen to music, or at least have the TV on in the background. Something has to be. I can't do it in silence.
No,
if
it's miserable.
If you clean in silence.
Yeah.
That's
dark
I'm going to say it's strange. I think it might be strange.
It makes it so much better. So,
it does.
Yeah, next week is my week to do like the big cleaning. My boyfriend and I rotate every other month. And the last time it was my turn to like do all the floors in our place and everything. I hate it so much. But I listened to the Macklemore album because it just came out. And so I have like really good memories of like doing that. It made it so much of a more joyous task. So I've got to find a really good playlist before next week.
So one person gets to sit on the couch in your house while the other person's scrubbing the floors?
Yeah, pretty much. We switch off every month.
I'm
not looking forward to it.
That doesn't sound fun.
I know. All right, coming up, we're going to be trying some award-winning beers with Logan Brewing Company.
And their newest release, Home State Advantage. We'll be right back. All right, it's time for Seattle Sips, where we highlight amazing drinks in our area.
Oh, yes. And today we are joined by Chris Palumbo, the owner of Logan Brewing Company. Welcome.
Hello, hello.
Thanks for coming on in here.
Thank you for having me.
Y'all opened in 2020. You're located in downtown Burien, which is so cute. I love downtown Burien. Tell us all about it, and who is Logan? That's not your name.
That is not my name. My name is Chris. So our brewery is actually named after my younger brother, Logan. Sadly, he passed away a little over 8 years ago.
So sorry.
So what we do with the brewery is we make charitable donations in his name. We just had our last charity night last week with NAMI, the National Alliance for Mental Illness, the Washington chapter. We also support AFSP, the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, as well as other local charities.
Awesome.
And you have regular charity nights, right? Like, do you single out like certain charities on certain nights? Is that how it works?
Exactly. Once a quarter, we have a different charity where the entire day's profits are donated to that charity.
That is
fantastic.
Awesome way to do it.
And you've got a lot of IPAs, but you also have some different styles of beer as well. Talk to us about your selection here.
I feel like if you're in the Northwest, you have to have a lot of IPAs, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
We usually have 4 or 5 IPAs on at any given time, but our whole thing is to have something for everybody. So in addition to IPAs, we have red ales, brown ales. We actually just released a French Saison, as well as our flagship blonde ale, which we're going to taste today.
Yeah.
So we have something for everybody.
Can we get going here and try a couple?
Yeah.
I love beer.
Yes.
So like and different kinds of trying new things. I always like to, whenever I go to a new place, I like to do the tasters because I want to see everything everybody has to offer.
Yeah.
So,
Absolutely. We do flights as well. Honestly, you can get a flight right before your flight because we're down by SeaTac
cool.
Airport.
Okay.
But this here is our Easy Mode Blonde Ale. This has won several awards up here in the Northwest.
That's great.
And is our flagship product. We just got done of being the special beer for Pagliacci Pizza.
Oh,
yeah, fantastic.
And we featured this beer for the last 12 weeks.
Oh
in the
my
restaurant.
God.
I'm curious how you got started in making beer.
So I've been a home brewer for, 15 years at this point. I went to college at UC Davis in the Sacramento area.
Okay.
And it turns out UC Davis has one of the best brewing programs in the entire country.
Really? I didn't know that. Okay.
So while
Did you
I was
major
there,
in that?
I did not. I majored
Okay.
in business, but I did take all the brewing courses while I was there
Yeah.
and actually met my head brewer in the practical brewing class.
That's so cool.
We won't be tasting it today, but the Animal Shapes French Saison is actually a beer we made in that class together all those
That's
years
so
ago.
cool.
I love that.
This is fantastic. I love the lighter beers. I call
Yes.
like when you're out on a summer day doing some yard work or something, you do the blondes or the lagers or something a little lighter.
Or at the end of a hike, perhaps?
Maybe at the end
You
of a
know?
hike or during a hike.
During a hike, depending how you
Hey,
roll.
take a break. Yeah, you roll.
And
What's
so
up next?
Our next beer is our flagship hazy IPA. Like you said, it is the Northwest. We have to have them. This one is filled with tropical flavors, lots of grapefruit and citrus.
Love.
It's called Green Hill Zone. In sort of an ode to my brother, we have a lot of video game themed names. And this one is themed after one of the levels in Sonic the Hedgehog.
That's great.
Well, that's
I
really
love
good.
it.
I like that one. That's
Thank you,
very,
thank you.
very good.
That's awesome.
Tropical fruit, citrus, very soft on the palate.
Yeah.
It's a easy drinking IPA.
Okay,
Yeah.
yes. This is very,
This is great.
dangerous. This is dangerous.
Dangerously good. What's our third one?
All right. Our third one is one of our brand new releases. This is Homestay Advantage. This is a pale ale made with 100% Washington ingredients.
Oh, that's amazing.
So we source the malt from Skagit Valley. Of course, we get the hops from Yakima. And we bring it together to form a really balanced, citrus-forward kind of yuzu fruit on the aroma, and then on the flavor, a little bit of rye spice from a special malt they have that's a blend of wheat and rye.
Ooh, tell me about yuzu fruit.
So yuzu fruit is kind of halfway between lemon and like a mandarin orange. So it's a really, really aromatic citrus,
Okay.
which is why we use that as sort of the base hop for the aroma and the flavor. And it's really just well balanced with the malts we used as well.
If you want to taste Washington State, you taste this beer right
That's
here.
right.
So yes, that's right. You guys are going to be hosting block parties all summer long here. The first one coming up on May 20th, just in a
Exactly.
few weeks. So what can people expect with that?
Yeah, so we take over the block in front of our brewery, and we have live music. I've got a couple different bands booked. I've also got a food truck coming, as well as one of our pop-up cheese vendors that we have on a regular
fun.
basis.
That's great.
So we'll have a huge expanded patio. We'll have some special beer releases for that event. And we'll be doing that all summer long.
Tell me more about this pop-up cheese vendor. What kind of cheese items are you getting? Can you get?
Well, they'll have like cheese boards, spreads, and all that kind of stuff. And I love all of their different products. They were
Yeah.
born kind of in the pandemic, just like we were.
Yeah.
And so we like to support them for all of our events.
That's
And we have one more that we're
amazing.
going to try. Is that right?
Absolutely. So this is a very special spring release for us. This is Flowey, our blackberry hibiscus blonde ale. So we took our base blonde and we added hibiscus and blackberry puree.
Oh, cool.
To give it a very fruity, very easy drinking. And honestly, it's all the flavors of spring that you're looking for right now.
And I know you're also going to be at the Cider and Ale Trail event in I thought you were giving me that in downtown Kent on Friday. Tell us about that.
We will. So we're going to be there with a bunch of different cans available. We'll be pouring several taps of sample beer as well. And we'll be participating in, basically we like to be in the South Side events.
Yeah.
We're on the South Side in Burien. We want to make sure that everybody has access to amazing beer.
That's great. This is my favorite
This
one
is
so
great.
far.
Yeah, this is great.
I love this one.
Thank you,
Just
thank you.
slightly, it's blackberry, right?
Yes,
Yeah, you
blackberry.
can just taste a hint of it, but it's like,
Yeah.
yes.
Exactly.
Chef's kiss right there.
I love
Chris,
it.
thank you so much.
Thank you guys so much. Much
Yeah, and
appreciated.
congrats on starting this business during the pandemic
Thank you.
and be thriving right now, you know?
Excellent.
We've got a link with more info on Logan Brewing Company up on our website, fox13seattle.com/Studio13Live.
That's right. And still to come here on Studio 13 Live, it's time for Cuckoo Reviews. We're going to show you some of the craziest reviews online. Today we're talking about a gas station in Everett, Big Ben, and a children's book. You want to see that? Stick around.
All right, now
I
it's
like
time
that.
for Cuckoo Reviews, where we dive into the chaos of internet reviews.
There's a lot of chaos out there. Let's kick it off with a review for Big Ben. You know, the famous clock tower
course.
in London? This person was not too impressed and gave it 1 star with the review. It's just a big clock. I don't understand all the hype with this clock. It's literally just a clock. It's going to be a digital one in 30 years anyway.
This person does not appreciate history.
It is a big clock, and that's the point. It's one of the biggest clocks.
And we have digital clocks everywhere else. Just let Big Ben stay and do its thing.
Enjoy the normal clock. It's a big one.
This next review, I actually found at a gas station on the way up to the tulip fields last weekend.
Oh, you did?
I was looking up a place to grab gas. It was the cheapest one around. And when I pulled in, I could not understand why people were avoiding it because, you know, it was a good price. I was like, am I putting poison in my car? What's happening?
Was it the
Let me look at these
bathrooms?
Google reviews. No. So this actually got a glowing review. This person wrote, driving back to Canada from Vegas, and we tried 4 gas stations in Linwood to no avail, all closed or no restrooms. We needed gas, beef jerky, Dr. Pepper, and a wee. Thank you for letting us know. This gas station supplied all of the above, and the cashier was very nice, turned our night around, feeling refreshed. I can tell you, I've honestly never left a gas station feeling refreshed personally.
No.
It was just very specific. They were just like so impressed with this gas station.
Did you stop in?
I didn't go inside to the bathroom. I was good on that front.
I mean, I would have checked out everything after that review.
I know. Gosh.
I'm always really impressed, like when a gas station has really super clean bathrooms, you know? And then, you know, because some are a disaster.
Yeah.
But, like, I'm always like, I'm going to come back here. I'm going to write this place down.
Have you ever been to a Buc-ee's in Texas?
No.
Oh my gosh. It's like, they're like the size of Target. They're huge. They sell like swimsuits that have the Buc-ee's like on them. It's like a whole thing.
You know, because that's where you want to get your swimsuit is at a gas station.
At a gas station. You can buy anything at Buc-ee's.
All right, next up is a review for a children's book called Where is Baby's Belly Button? Actually, I know this book.
Yeah.
The reviewer wrote, this book is completely misleading. The entire plot revolves around finding baby's belly button. This title makes this much clearer from the beginning. However, there's no mystery, there's no twist. Baby's belly button is right where it's supposed to be on baby's stomach, right where it clearly shows you on the cover of the book. They ruined the ending on the cover of the book.
Oh, can you imagine? Can you imagine? This person was expecting like top tier writing here.
I know. We needed twists and turns and then finally finding the baby's belly button, or maybe not.
Oh my gosh. Well, if you come across any funny reviews, be sure to DM them to us or tag Studio 13 Live on social media. I love seeing them. We love sharing them with you. So good.
All right. If you've ever forgotten someone's name, you're not alone. Someone online recently asked for advice because they forgot someone's name who they had known for months. This has happened to me.
Okay.
Several times. This story is not about me. I just want to make that clear.
Okay.
But people came through with a hack for asking, and they suggested out of the blue, asking someone, wait, what's your name again? And when they answer, you say, no, I know that. I meant your full name. And then you can say you forgot their last name.
Oh.
That works. And get their name, their first name, while you're at it. So you kind of.
Okay.
Yeah.
There is nothing worse than the panic of like forgetting someone's name and it's way too late to ask.
Oh, yeah.
You know? I usually will just be like, hey, and I'll introduce them to someone else and I'll say the other person's name and then wait for them to say their own name.
And then they don't.
But
they never
sometimes
do.
they don't.
They never do.
It's so
you try,
awkward.
and then you say, hey, you tell your friend, like, hey, can you ask them their name? And oh,
so
that's brutal.
awkward.
I know, and that happens all the time. I need to. I've heard that if you like say their name 3 times while you're talking to them the first time you're introduced, then you have a better chance of remembering it. So
I get so excited to meet people that it's like in one ear, out the other, because I'm just like so excited to talk to them and everything like that.
I know.
But it's so bad.
I know.
I almost have to write it down to remember.
I know. It's tough.
All right, well, a Minnesota man has been reunited with his iPhone after it was lost in the ocean for 33 days, and somehow it still works. So the man dropped his phone while kayaking in Hawaii. He thought it was gone for good until he got an email from a man who found it while scuba diving. The stranger put it in some salt and rice and then charged it for them, and to everyone's surprise, it turned on. The stranger used the phone to get the man's contact information and sent it to him in working condition. How cool.
This is a good advertisement for iPhones. I feel
kidding.
like, being in the bottom of the ocean for 30 days?
30 days?
That's crazy.
I mean, the technology's just evolved so much. I remember when if you got like a splash of water on your phone and it got into any of the little, ports or anything
Nooks
like that,
and
it was
crannies,
over.
yeah.
You'd panic, you'd put it in rice and everything, but they're getting pretty resilient.
Wow, that's amazing. All right, a museum in England is learning a lesson parents know all too well. The museum apparently gave crayons out to keep families occupied during visits. Yeah, you can probably tell where this is going. Take a look. The 230-year-old Sabrina statue, oh no, ended up getting an unexpected makeover. The good news here is the crayon marks were able to be removed without a super costly intervention. That sounds like a parent's worst nightmare. Oh, geez.
I'm just
oh no,
It's so bad. I'm surprised the museum equipped the children with these crayons.
What were they thinking?
I don't
Honestly,
know.
Like,
even just the walls. Like if you gave someone crayons, you think they're gonna just go crazy with them, right?
Did you ever do anything like that destructive as a kid with like crayons or markers?
I
or
like cut myself bangs when I was really young.
So scissors.
My parents, it was scissors, yeah.
I had this happy smiley face stamp that I got, I don't know where, at a birthday party or something like that. And the whole railing of our house, I did happy face stamps all the way down the railing. I got in so much trouble.
I bet.
And those things were there for like months.
Just adding a little to the home design.
That's
I feel
what
like it's
thought.
something you could see in Zillow Gone Wild,
It adds character. All right, coming up on Studio 13 Live, we're sitting down with artist and curator Tarika Waters.
Yeah, so we are going to hear all about her Gum Baby exhibit at the Museum of Museums and her local TV show and film, Thank You, Miss Pam. That'll be featured in the Seattle Black Film Festival tomorrow. We'll be right back.
Don't gotta wait, don't gotta wait, don't gotta wait today.
Known as one of Seattle Magazine's most influential artists, this powerhouse creator has been featured in Rolling Stone's France and Madame Figaro magazines. Her whimsical, immersive installation, Gum Baby, can be seen in the Museum of Museums in Seattle.
And on top of that, her TV show and short film, Thank You, Miss Pam, will be featured in the Seattle Black Film Festival tomorrow. And here to share all about her latest works, artist and owner of Martyr Sauce Pop Art Museum and Gallery, Tarika Waters. Hi.
Hello there.
Thanks for coming in.
So glad you're here.
You have no idea how excited I am to be here this morning.
You have the coolest style
You do.
ever.
You look fantastic today.
Thank
you're
you.
just shining bright here on the couch. So love it.
I'm so excited to hear all about your journey. Kind of tell us what it was like when you first fell in love with art. Was there like a particular piece that you fell in love with?
Oh boy, I wish I could point to a particular piece,
Yeah.
but I was just really fortunate to grow up in a family full of artists and creatives, starting with my mother to her siblings. And a fun fact, my uncle, Daniel Minter, who's a really wonderful established artist, he lived in Seattle in the early 90s and flew me out from Maryland because he was teaching at Pratt at the time and this is when I was 13, to paint the trash cans to match the bus shelters around Seattle. So my first job ever was here in Seattle as
That's
a
so
public
cool.
artist. I
love
know.
that.
I think that's just a fun nugget to throw out there.
That's so cool.
Yeah, I know. I've just been kind of immersed in it my whole life.
And tell us, like, how has your journey kind of evolved? Have you gotten to where you are today?
Oh, I have, through trial and error, you just got to figure it out as you go along. I mean, the arts is tricky. You just stay true to who you are. I've had the good fortune also of traveling a lot. I had kids at an early age and just kind of making space in my life to kind of balance what that looks like for me and on my own terms. So by the time I moved to Seattle, I was like, okay, I have a list of checks and balances of things that have and haven't worked, and
it's also about finding your identity as an artist too, and figuring out your own like style and everything, right?
That's right. That's right. That's right.
So you're the owner and curator of Martyrs Sauce Pop Art Museum and Gallery in Pioneer Square. It's temporarily closed, but talk to us about the world you created through this museum.
Yes, it was actually it kind of just evolved into this love letter to my early childhood, just that warm, fuzzy, nostalgic, you know, vibrant color, just thinking about growing up on the playground, you know, in the neighborhood with the neighborhood kids and splitting a pack of bubble gum and just all of those items that kind of anchored our stories as we grew up. And I'm a builder. I have family who worked in construction. I used to work on cars back in the day.
Oh my God.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So I really like the making of things. So taking those objects from my, you know, my childhood memories. I love a good story. So I would just fabricate these things and these objects and make them, you know, 10, you know, times their actual size. And, and so it just, the space evolved into what used to look like, you know, like a Pee-wee's Playhouse. And so then just kind of making that, you know, out of the pandemic, seeing that, you know, a lot of artists kind of changed directions. A lot of folks had a lot of new creative endeavors. So I wanted to have a fun space for us to kind of document and just have some fun in the space and kind of take a little of the other aspects away and just play and just have fun in the arts again. So it was an amalgamation of education, historical context, things and items and artifacts that I collected over the years, and a way to kind of bring that digitally into the space that we're kind of existing in now with social media.
And just, it's very different.
You know, and after the pandemic, a lot of folks don't feel comfortable going into public spaces, so it's like, hey, I'll bring the magic to you.
That's awesome.
100%.
Yeah.
And your blown glass installation, it's featured right now at the Museum of Museums. Tell us kind of what inspired this installation and what message are you sending with it?
Oh, it's it's still kind of going into that. Gum Baby is a trap, and it's out of a storybook that I used to read to my children called A Story, A Story. And in using that, an acronym, I just used all these other objects to kind of anchor this. This story is a 5-room immersive installation. It's a bit of Alice through the Looking Glass, so there are a lot of transitional moments within the installation itself. Blown glass, which I got to, you know, partake in, which is really fun for me. I'm always moving and changing.
It is so cool to watch somebody do that. It is the coolest thing.
I know, and I have to be in the making. So it was like, I'm not comfortable just sending something out. I have to be the builder of it all.
That's awesome.
So it was nice to partner up with a great artist that I could, you know, collaborate alongside of and actually do the making of the pieces. So those are featured in the show along with a lot of my large-scale works as well.
And your TV show, Thank You, Miss Pam, airs quarterly on the Seattle channel. Tell us all about that and what your goal is through that program as well.
Yeah, so in making sure that I can be a continued service, I want to be of service to artists as much as I can be. And this is just a fun approach where I can raise money for funding and collaborate with artists alongside artists in different sketches, showcasing a multitude of different, you know, like creatives, small business owners, musicians, like how can we capture you in your best light? And I wanted to make sure the production quality was really high and that they have something to walk away with as well. And so it's like a variety show. It's the best way I could explain it. It's been really exciting and really fun getting all of these.
And you've also got the Thank You, Miss Pam short film that's part of the Seattle Black Film Festival tomorrow.
Yes.
Filmed in front of a live studio audience?
Filmed in front of a live studio.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, so I am encouraging everybody to come be prepared to have a good time.
Yeah.
I am taking full advantage of everybody being in a theater and nobody's wearing masks anymore. I want people to, you know, we're going to have opportunities opportunities for people to come on stage, dance. I am going to name drop a few folks we're going to have performing. Leroy Bell and his Only Friends. Keisha Vaughn is a wonderful choreographer and her dancers. And the Double Dutch Divas will be in the house too, and some other special guests. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
Tarika, thank you so much. We're so excited to have you here. And you can find out more information on Tarika Waters. And thank you, Miss Pam, up on our website. That'll be on fox13seattle.com/Studio13 Live.
You're so awesome. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Well, still ahead on Studio 13 Live, Due Cucina is dishing up some delicious Italian dishes.
Including, spinach ravioli, or spinach and ricotta ravioli. I can't wait.
Me too.
Stick around.
It is time for Emerald Eats, where we highlight amazing food in our area.
And today we're joined by Filippo Fiore with Due Cucina. We're so excited. I mean, there's pasta in front of me. I can't wait for this.
In pasta, we trust.
Oh, yeah.
I agree.
Due Cucina, 4 different locations around the Puget Sound. Talk to us about the restaurant and what kind of food you guys focus on. I mean, it's kind of obvious here, right?
Well, I mean, we do pasta, right? So we do authentic pasta.
Yeah.
We stick it to the truth. And in pasta, we trust, of course.
Of course, yeah.
It's affordable, high quality. As you can see, I brought some example of the
Yeah,
looks amazing.
so fresh looking.
Yeah, we do everything in-house. Fresh, we do our bread, we do our pasta, we do all the sauces and everything else.
Something I love to do when I go out to eat is customize. And I hear your entire menu is customizable.
Like
And you're very friendly to like vegetarian, vegan, gluten-free options. Talk to us about that.
So our novelty is, in fact, to, you can choose your sauce and you can choose your pasta. We are not like those kind of people, oh no, this pasta goes only on this sauce. Forget about it.
Yeah.
And so you can have your feeling that you customize it. You can have some topics that you want. We do have vegetarian options, vegan. We cater to everybody.
That's amazing.
It's inclusive.
Yes.
That's great. What are we making today?
Well, it's very simple. Today we're going to make ravioli with spinach and ricotta.
Yeah.
It's very simple, so that's why ingredients are fantastic and important. We use a ricotta from Sardinia.
Look at
it's
this
a sheep
cheese.
ricotta. We use Parmigiano Reggiano 24 months and sage and butter for the sauce.
Beautiful.
So now, this is an egg dough, mostly egg yolk that we made it to make these guys.
Okay.
You laminate it. We assume that you know how to do it. And then we just make the ravioli.
Okay.
So here...
Sounds so easy.
Ooh, I know. You just
And then you just make the ravioli.
Yeah, this is our pasta sheets made with egg dough. And you can always see people having a lot of time and problem making one by one.
Yeah.
We're gonna be smart. We're gonna use a mold. I wanna teach everybody how you can simply
This is way easier.
So
the way I've seen it,
perfect.
it's one by one. It takes forever.
Which I wouldn't do. That would take way too long.
That's not
This is the
approachable.
tip. Yeah.
Right? And you're afraid and you're scared and like time consuming.
Yeah.
So we're gonna make just 4, right?
Okay.
Just to make it easy.
All right.
You have these guys, and then you can fold it up like this.
Oh, okay.
And then the beautiful part.
So much easier than what I've seen in the past.
I know.
This is somebody in Italy might say, oh, this is not traditional. Hey, it's a ravioli, you know?
Yeah. When you do it with your accent, it is traditional. I really feel like.
That's a real accent.
Yeah.
I'm actually very scared of say pasta sheet properly.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, here we
Appreciate
go.
that.
So
where
got
do you
that.
source your ingredients from?
We're mostly local.
Yeah.
We do import a few things that are very important to us from Italy, like the Parmigiano wine and olive oil. But everything else, we believe that locally here we have fantastic produce, fantastic product, and there is no need to go and get everything from Italy.
From really far away. Yeah.
By the way, this is about how much cheese my family eats in a month.
That's
Gotta just get this chunk.
Yeah,
that's a 20-pound over there. All right, so here we go. This is the magic. Let's see how many I broke. Not even one.
Look at
And
that.
you have it.
That's so easy.
It's so easy. So much better. Than
Right.
doing it individually.
Look at that.
So at this point, we just take some butter. I mean, I'm gonna do it because otherwise, can you guys break some sage?
Sure.
And put it in, like, a few sprigs, couple of those.
Carly,
Do you want us to break it into more like smaller pieces,
No,
or
this
just
is fine.
throw the
This
whole?
is perfectly fine. It would be nice and flavorful.
Okay.
In the meantime, we have our pasta water boiling over here. We are gonna drop about, proportion, I would say 5. These are big, but
Do these cook real fast, like when you're making these? Yeah.
Yeah, this is like 2 minutes cooking.
Oh, okay.
So fast.
So let's see how
Is this
it
enough
goes.
sage in here?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Do you smell it?
Yeah, I do.
comes through, right?
The sage always
good.
smells so good.
So good.
It's
It's just nice.
Yeah.
I need to start buying it fresh.
Yeah.
And so
much
we
better.
got this guy going. But yeah, here I have a selection of the things that we do.
Tell us about these.
I know this is vegetarian eggplant parmigiano. It's just eggplant fry with caciocavallo cheese and Parmigiano Reggiano and our tomato sauce. Bake in the oven, done. Fulfilling, earthy. This is our vegan starter. We make our own sourdough bread. This is bell pepper that is roasted, marinated.
Looks so good.
Arugula, it's nice and fresh. Fantastic lasagna, spinach pasta, bechamel, bolognese sauce. Of course, we do have a small selection of dessert. We have a tiramisu over here, so ladyfinger, vanilla, cream, mascarpone.
So good.
And then this is our
all of it.
cake.
I know.
It's called grandma's cake. So pesto dough, vanilla, custard, another pesto dough layer.
And is this the type of cake your grandma made, or is it like everyone's grandma made?
No, this is such a wrong name in Italy. It's like a very high patisserie, like a pastry level.
Yeah.
But it's called grandma's cake.
Okay.
Yeah, this is not easy to make.
Cool.
So we got this guy rolling, and then we are just going to toss it over here.
Okay.
And we have some of our grated Parmigiano cheese to top it off. And basically, we're set to go.
That's
so you can see that they're floating.
Yep.
Is that how you know
they're
they're done?
ready?
Yeah. So
Okay.
floating, 30 seconds more, and you're set to go.
Okay.
Perfect.
Now, we crank up the heat on this one,
Okay.
and we just let it float a second more, just...
And you have a few different locations, right?
Yeah, we are expanding. We love Seattle. We started in Broadway 5 years ago, and now we have Totem Lake in Kirkland. We do have Roosevelt, and the most recent open is in West Seattle in California
Oh,
Avenue.
cool.
Next year, we're going to Redmond, and if they open the light rail, right?
Yes. Let's hope.
Do you have like a to-go service as well if people want to drop
We
by?
do
and
to
they can-
go.
Yeah, cool.
We like people to dine in. We have our own app. You can order on the website. We do delivery ourselves. It works.
Amazing.
Great,
Yeah.
that's great.
So let's say that we have these guys going here.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh my
And
gosh, it smells so good.
It smells really
right,
good.
it's coming through. We add
that
now
sage.
one more butter, and we just kind of lightly toss it. We let it go through like that.
So we have about 1 minute here.
Oh yeah, you got it. And now it's ready. We're gonna plate it,
Perfect.
and there we go. So
I
Can't
love
wait
how
to try
fresh
this.
this
I
all
know,
is.
it's just
Fresh noodles just taste
smells
on a whole other
amazing.
level.
It looks amazing.
So we're gonna toss in some cheese.
Oh, into the pan.
Yeah,
I
so
always do
look
it
at the
after.
sauce so it comes nice and
Yeah.
creamy. There is
Yeah.
no cream after all. And then you plate it for your loved one.
Can't wait for it.
I'm really hungry right now.
All right.
We knew you were coming, so I basically starved myself all morning long here.
Look, I'm gonna leave all this food for you guys. So some of the sauce,
Love that.
Love it.
one more.
Forks,
Yeah.
one for
And
you.
by the way, while we try this, Filippo, we have a link to more information on
go.
Due Cachita on our website. It's fox13seattle.com/studio13live. All right, let's get in.
Gotta get in on this.
Gotta know. How is it?
Ooh.
Go ahead, Carly. Give it a shot. Is it?
Heavenly.
Have a
This
good one,
fresh
everybody.
sage is everything. We'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
I wanna see you smile, take you another mile.